Paul Brunst was indeed an Ice House character. I met Paul in the spring of 2003 when I began shooting pictures on a regular basis at the West Alabama Ice House here in Houston. It was pretty clear from the beginning that Paul was a bit different. Some would say he was a few cards short of a full deck. But he had a quick wit and at times was sharp as a knife. Other times Paul seemed to be lost in his own little world. When I first encountered Paul, he was working as a delivery person for a floral shop nearby. Ultimately, he was fired when someone complained about his behavior. After that, Paul remained jobless until he began doing odd jobs at the Ice House. Paul liked to say he was the go-to guy, or that he was head of security. In any case, Paul's job consisted mostly of picking up beer bottles and emptying trash cans. In return, Paul was paid with beers and sometimes tipped out by the bartenders at the end of the day. For the last year or so of his life, Paul lived in the tool shed at the Ice House. In this short video sequence, we see Paul running off a street person who was trying to pick up empty beer bottles in return for a possible gratuity from the Ice House. There is a certain irony seeing Paul, himself almost a homeless man, chasing away another fellow in the same predicament. But he was threatening Paul's job, and he would not have any competition. 2 months after this clip was shot, Paul was on the way back from the laundromat, had a seizure, fell and hit his head, and went into a coma from which he never recovered. Paul, we will miss you. Now let's hear from Paul himself.
But I can't wait for baseball season to get here.
He's out.
And the thing is, it's like watching things like, now one game I can't wait for is a World Series of Little League. That is funnier than dog snot. I mean, they interview these kids. The one kid they interviewed is like a 5th grader, and they ask him, what is your favorite class in school? And he said, recess. No, what you ask a 5th grader something like that, what do you think they're going to say?
Recess or lunch?
Lunch was my favorite at that age. I went to a Catholic school where if they caught the nuns, study halls were run by nuns. And it's like if they caught you sleeping anywhere on school premises, you were toast. You went to the assistant principal's office, and he was an ex-Marine. Yeah, Coach Ward. He was one of the coaches also. And no, you didn't go falling asleep in school. At the very least, if they were kind to you, they'd maybe send you to the school nurse. Hush! What's the big deal being? I'll tell you what, when the lighting's better when it's really dark, but I've got to go back and open the back area now because Pete wants to fix the toilet. What happened was I tried to fix it and it was fixed the first time, and then the part broke. And when the part breaks, that becomes the boss's problem, not mine. So I can go ahead and fix it, and then if part breaks, boss handles. Well, I had fixed 2 toilets in my lifetime. Oh. And but when part breaks, division of labor, boss handles it. So, this is Happy Life of Blue Collar Man. And that's before we get started on repairing back toilet, which has to be ripped off of floor and roto-rootered. I know the whole routine. I've been through it before as plumber's helper with Ralph Ulrich, the former mayoral candidate of Houston. 3 times or 4 times, I don't know. So that's the way it's going to go. The McDeal being, yep, That's the whole show. So it's like, but I was very proud other night when power went out in entire back area. Tinkering, learning how to tinker and tonker with what do they call it? Fuse box. And I got the whole back area power back on, and it's like with 35-year-old breaker box is what they call it. And so like can you open the bathroom? Yeah. I'll be right back, listening audience.